What's up everyone? Welcome back to Electric Wheels Update, the place where we talk about the newest machines on four wheels, and today we're diving into something that's seriously turning heads in the SUV world, the 2026 Jetour T1. This is one of those vehicles that blends rugged attitude with modern design in a way that makes you stop and stare, and trust me, there's a lot to unpack here. Right from the first glance, the Jetour T1 makes it clear that it's not trying to be just another soft city SUV. This thing carries a bold, squared-off stance that gives off proper off-road vibes. The front end is upright and confident, with a wide grille that stretches across the nose and gives the vehicle a strong, planted look. The grille design feels modern but tough, with geometric patterns and dark finishes that add depth and character. It's the kind of face that looks just as good pulling up to a luxury hotel as it does covered in mud on a mountain trail. The headlights are slim and sharply styled, sitting high on the front fascia. They bring a futuristic touch with their clean LED signatures, and they contrast nicely against the chunky shape of the body. Just below, you'll notice a robust bumper design with large air inlets and protective cladding that hints at real durability. The lower section has that off-road inspired styling, suggesting the T1 is ready for more than just smooth highways. Moving along the side, the Jetour T1 keeps that tough theme going strong. The body lines are straight and muscular, giving the SUV a boxy silhouette that's become super popular with adventure-focused vehicles. The squared wheel arches are slightly flared, adding to the rugged personality while also giving space for larger wheels and tires. Depending on the trim, you can expect stylish alloy wheels with designs that balance elegance and off-road capability. The high ground clearance is noticeable, and it's not just for show. Visually, it makes the T1 look capable and commanding, while also promising better ability over rough terrain. Black cladding runs along the lower doors and wheel arches, protecting the paint and reinforcing that go-anywhere image. Roof rails sit on top, not just as a design element but as a practical feature for carrying extra gear, whether that's luggage, bikes, or camping equipment. The rear of the Jetour T1 continues the strong, squared theme. The tailgate is upright and wide, giving the back end a very practical look. The taillights are modern and sleek, often connected by a light bar that stretches across the rear, adding a high-tech touch. At night, this lighting signature really makes the T1 stand out. The rear bumper is chunky and protective, again with cladding that suggests this SUV isn't afraid of rough use. A subtle roof spoiler and clean badging finish off the design, giving it a polished but tough appearance. Overall, the exterior design of the 2026 Jetour T1 feels like a perfect mix of urban style and off-road confidence. It doesn't look overly aggressive, but it definitely looks capable. It's one of those SUVs that makes you feel ready for an adventure even if you're just heading to work. Now let's talk about what's under the hood and how this machine actually performs, because looks are great, but performance is where an SUV like this really has to prove itself. The Jetour T1 is built to offer a balance between everyday comfort and genuine capability. You can expect a modern turbocharged engine setup designed to deliver solid power without sacrificing efficiency. The power delivery feels smooth and responsive, especially in city driving where quick acceleration and easy overtakes matter. On the highway, the T1 feels stable and confident. The suspension is tuned to absorb bumps and uneven surfaces nicely, so long journeys don't become tiring. There's a good balance between firmness and comfort, which means you get a controlled ride without feeling every little crack in the road. The steering feels precise for a vehicle of this size, giving the driver a sense of control whether cruising at high speeds or maneuvering through tight urban streets. Where the Jetour T1 really starts to shine is when the road gets rough. This SUV is designed with light off-road use in mind, and that shows in its driving modes and chassis setup. With selectable drive modes, the T1 can adjust throttle response, traction control, and stability systems to better handle dirt roads, gravel, or slippery surfaces. The elevated ride height and sturdy suspension setup help it tackle uneven terrain with more confidence than a typical city-focused crossover. Grip levels feel reassuring, especially in all-wheel drive versions that distribute power to the wheels that need it most. This gives the driver extra confidence when driving on wet roads or loose surfaces. It's not meant to replace hardcore off-roaders, but for weekend adventures, camping trips, or exploring less traveled paths, the Jetour T1 feels more than capable. Braking performance is also strong, with a well-balanced pedal feel that inspires trust. Whether you're slowing down from highway speeds or carefully descending a steep road, the brakes respond smoothly and predictably. Overall, the driving experience is about versatility. The T1 is comfortable enough for daily commuting but tough enough to handle more adventurous routes when the mood strikes. Inside, the Jetour T1 offers a cabin that blends modern technology with practical comfort. The interior design feels clean and contemporary, with a focus on space and usability. Right away, you notice a large central infotainment screen that serves as the hub for most controls. The display is bright, responsive, and easy to navigate, giving access to navigation, media, and vehicle settings in a clear layout. The digital instrument cluster behind the steering wheel adds to the modern feel, showing key driving information in a crisp, customizable format. Materials throughout the cabin feel solid, with soft touch surfaces in key areas and durable finishes where it matters most. The overall vibe is upscale without being overly flashy. Seating comfort is a strong point. The seats are well cushioned and supportive, making long drives more enjoyable. There's plenty of headroom and legroom for both front and rear passengers, thanks to the boxy shape of the vehicle that maximizes interior space. In the back, passengers get a comfortable bench with good visibility and enough space to stretch out. Storage is practical too, with a decent-sized trunk that can handle luggage, groceries, or gear for a weekend trip. Fold down the rear seats, and you unlock even more cargo space, turning the T1 into a very useful companion for active lifestyles. Technology and safety features also play a big role in the Jetour T1 experience. Expect modern driver assistance systems designed to make driving safer and less stressful. Features like adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assistance, blind spot monitoring, and automatic emergency braking help the driver stay aware and protected on busy roads. Parking sensors and cameras make maneuvering this SUV in tight spaces much easier, which is always welcome in urban environments. One of the best things about the 2026 Jetour T1 is how well it balances personality and practicality. It looks bold and adventurous, but it doesn't sacrifice everyday usability. It drives comfortably in the city, feels stable on the highway, and still has enough toughness to handle rougher roads when needed. That kind of versatility is exactly what many SUV buyers are looking for today. So if you're someone who wants a vehicle that stands out from the crowd, offers modern tech, and still carries a bit of that rugged spirit, the Jetour T1 is definitely worth keeping an eye on. It represents a new wave of SUVs that combine style, comfort, and capability into one well-rounded package. That's it for today's deep dive on the 2026 Jetour T1. If you enjoyed this review and want to see more of the latest cars and SUVs, make sure you stick with Elactric Wheels Update for all the newest updates from the automotive world.